Hey, everybody. It is Tuesday morning. It's 8 o'clock, and that means it's trash talk.
It is. Wow, we're this far in we're almost done with January.
Yeah, can you believe it? We
No.
were talking about the end of the year, and now we're almost end of the year and a month. Uh,
Ugh.
and looking at the globe behind you, just a reminder to all the folks that are watching and listening. We have listeners all over the globe. All over the world. Now we
I
are
know.
we are restricted in some countries, thanks to somebody that I know. Uh,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened there.
so he said something, and he even said it in English, and they said that doesn't work. But here in the good old U.S. of A., everywhere you can catch us every week, and if you like us, let us know. Push the like button, push the save button, push the share button, push any buttons that you got.
Any buttons. I mean, look, by now, some of these, you know what? Look, if TikTok can come up with a thumbs down, then Facebook needs to come up with a thumbs down. We'll even take that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, anything is better than nothing, right?
Right. We love to hear from you or at least see those numbers. I like to see the numbers where it says views and go up. And then I like to go through all the platforms and try to calculate those views. That's what
Right.
I do.
Yeah, and some of you say, "Oh, this week you were up 30%," and you're sitting there saying to yourself, "How did that happen?"
Yeah.
What if I knew what I was doing right, I would do it more often.
Right. That's the magic of it.
Just can't figure it out. Well, hey, we are brought to you in part today by our good friends over at the Patriot Sandwich Company. David Jordan and his gang over there are still cranking out some of the best sandwiches that you could ever wrap your teeth around. Great sandwiches, great sauces, and all. I think we've told you before, but we'll tell you again. A portion of every sandwich that you buy helps to go help. We Got Your Six, which is a nonprofit organization that help homeless veterans and all. And David knows what he's talking about because at one
Yes.
time he was a homeless veteran.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so get over there, get some Patriot sandwiches, sit down and have one in his really cool shop with all the memorabilia, and then take a couple home or a couple back to the office for your office workers and all. He's a good guy. So when thinking about what we were going to talk about today, I've been watching a lot of Netflix and stuff like that, and for some reason we got hooked on some of these foreign shows.
There's
And
some great ones out there.
there is.
Phenomenal. Good
And
movies too. Yeah.
yeah, but the latest few seem to have been British
Hmm.
shows. The Crown. We finished off Downton
Oh
Abbey a
yeah.
while back. But whenever there's a court scene, I always see these barristers who stand up and they've got these powdered wigs.
I know.
I, I and I don't know. I guess my attention is drawn to the damn wigs rather than to what the lawyers are talking about or the judge is. And I started to do a little bit of research, and I'm not exactly sure when it all started, way back when, but it's supposed to be a symbol of power and
The
respect.
wigs. The
Yeah.
wigs.
Yeah.
Why?
The lawyers, the judges, and everybody in the courtroom wears it because it's like a respect for the legal system. That made me think even further. Okay, so if you want to respect the legal system and everything, who else said, well, then let's put on these funky, curly, powdered wigs and all, which, by the way, cost between $500 and $3,000 each.
So that was my question. Those were my questions there. So number one, who said, this is power? Like when we play dress up,
Yeah.
we're powerful men. Number two, do they have to get fitted for those? I mean, they have to get fitted
Yeah.
for those wigs.
Yep.
Number three, why do they all look the same? Number four, who pays for them? The people pay for them, don't they? With taxes, right?
Most likely, unless a guy, goes through the legal system, he becomes a lawyer, goes to the
They hand you
bar,
your wig.
and
Here's your
and
wig,
now
sir.
he's making big bucks, so he goes out and he gets his own wig. But I mean, I kept thinking maybe it goes way back to the Elizabethan times, Shakespeare
That
and
makes
everything,
sense.
when
That
they
makes
used to
sense.
act and wear them. But why the curly, layered on, funky kind of wigs that somebody might wear for Halloween or whatever?
Well, I'm going to play ignorant. I don't even know if I'm playing ignorant. I might just be ignorant.
No,
Um,
it's role playing for you.
they still do that today to an extent, right?
They
I didn't make that up. Like I saw that. Like they do that. Not all the time, but isn't it a special, like, I don't know. Why? Why today? And are those the same wigs from 500 years ago?
Yeah, just extra talcum powder in them. But the
Gross.
thing is, I don't know why, but if you see a female lawyer and she's wearing one,
It's so weird.
kind of fit. But you see some of these guys, especially if you see a black English attorney wearing this white powdered wig, it really looks a little out of place.
It does. It always makes me think of Shakespearean days, acting, or just a different time. I mean, I understand respecting traditions. I mean, if the traditions are worth respecting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they all wear robes, but
That's fine.
In American law, the judge wears robes anyway.
Yeah.
But and we seem to mimic a lot of what Europe has done and all, but that one, I'm glad we didn't do it, because I mean, over here in America, can you imagine wearing powdered wigs? Except
No.
the modern powdered wigs probably would be purple or green or something. They would have to dye them with certain kind of colors just to set themselves apart.
I think the only reason we don't wear wigs is because we were like, look, we already left you guys, okay? So we're done doing that crap. Thank God that we just are so arrogant that we're like, we don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah. Not only did we leave you, but that's one of the reasons.
Right. This is on the list of reasons that we left you.
And and the other thing that is a European and even Far Eastern tradition is here. If I meet you on the street, we do an elbow bump, we do a fist bump or something. We do a handshake, we do a little hug. But in Europe, they kiss, not once.
Yeah.
But it's like twice. It's got a kiss on the left cheek and a kiss on the right cheek.
You know what's weird? Is
that for balance? To make sure that you're, you don't
maybe
kiss.
one for you. It's one for you and one for your family is what it's for.
But, if
I mean, that's really what it's for. Like, that's why it's one for you and one for your family.
Here's one for coming and here's one for going.
Yeah, that I would say that bothered me, but it didn't bother me when I've gone. It's I don't do it to people because I don't really like anybody, but it didn't bother me. Like, I have a lot of friends from overseas, and it doesn't really bother me. It might take you off guard for a minute, but you're like, whoa. Because if you do that to somebody here out of the blue, there's a lot of things that can happen.
Well, yeah. Somebody might think you're a little bit off center if you go around kissing people on both cheeks.
Right. I barely want to shake anybody's hand, so
And overseas, you're probably more concerned about, am I doing this right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And not only that, but a lot of times you see, and it's more like an air kiss, kissy.
Yeah, like yeah. Yeah, you're not making out with strangers, okay?
Yeah. And even in the Middle East, among the Arab nations and everything, they kiss 3 times. And I'm not exactly sure why, but maybe
that's too far. That's way too much.
The only thing is, I'm trying to think while they're kissing each other on each cheek, they're kind of trying to, what is that cologne you're wearing?
Well, I have a lot of jokes, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I don't want to get. Are we canceled in Saudi Arabia yet?
Huh? I
Chances
don't know.
are.
You're the one that's got the list of
I don't know. I don't know. They might. They look. They might not. They might not be wearing any cologne. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I see that you bathed in the dirty river today.
Yes.
It smells quite pungent.
But and also that led to me looking at different customs around the world, the things that they do. For instance, the Mexicans make a piñata,
Yes.
and it's filled with candy. And where is that one that I had? Oh yeah, in Catalonia, they have a festival called the Cagatillo. And what that is,
I'm sure you butchered that, but go ahead.
I probably did, but it is a piñata kind of a thing that has a hole at one end, and you're supposed to hit it at the other end, and it's a log. It's shaped like a log, and it poops candy.
What the heck?
If you hit one end hard enough, candy comes out of the other end.
Oh my God. Why? Isn't it so? It's basically like a piñata with the whole, it's like a half piñata almost.
Yeah. So who I wonder who thought that one up about a pooping log.
I worked with this girl or worked with this girl, these girls actually. She'll probably watch this too.
Is that Monica and Tiffany?
No.
Oh,
I'm not going to say these girls' names. They might not want me to. But they'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And she's back in Mexico. She just left the States about a week ago. She visits her family here and she went back to Mexico. She's going to school there. By the way, free, not that I support all kinds of free school, but free college there. And her school looks amazing. But anyway, she talked to me about this thing and I don't know all the details. So this is going to be like a totally wrong story that I'm going to get criticized for, but we're going to say it anyway. She did this thing where it's technically around the holidays, where they make this almost, it's not a donut. It's like a round type cake, donut type thing. It's got different stuff in it, but they put this plastic Jesus in it. Okay. And you cut it up. Although she showed me a picture of this plastic Jesus. He looked like an alien. So it was weird. But so it's alien baby Jesus. They put alien baby Jesus in this donut cake thing, cut it up, you eat it. Whoever gets the alien baby Jesus, you have to buy tamales for everybody there or make them. They'll make them. Or you know what I mean? You have to give. And I was like, what does alien baby Jesus have to do with tamales? She's like, oh, it's just this tradition we do. I thought it was the coolest thing because she kept on explaining it forever. She was supposed to bring one of those cakes and then she went to Mexico. But yeah, it's really cool. I would love to know the details behind that, but I think I trailed off and stopped listening. So all I know is though, that is so funny because I think it happens after Christmas, but before the New Year. So it's like another celebration of some sort. Yeah. I'm into it though. I'm into it.
But that sounds kind of cool because you you get your cake and then determine who draws the short. Well, not the short.
Who got alien baby Jesus?
Yeah. and for that you got to cough up some tamales.
You got to get some tamales. I'm like, everybody wins.
Well. And they have a festival in Spain and every year a tomato festival.
Yeah, that looks fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, they collect tomatoes for the sole purpose of throwing them.
I love that. I don't know why. I just want to do it.
I mean, but can you imagine being hired to be on the cleanup crew in Spain and you've got to go clean up after the tomato tossing festival?
Oh, it's probably a mess. It's got to stink.
I mean, tomatoes can leave some stains. So, you go around all these brick buildings and everything that got these tomatoes splattered all over them, but they
So
actually throw tomatoes at each other.
in Bosnia, in Bosnia, they have a festival called the Egg Smashing Festival, and it's very similar, I think, to the tomato one.
Yeah.
But eggs with the price of eggs, I don't know what they're doing, man. That's crazy.
And the common thread is it's throwing something. In Greece, they throw dishes out of the windows that throw them on the that opa when they throw.
Yeah, is that like that's a wedding thing, isn't it? Or a good luck thing?
It's a wedding thing, but there's also a festival every year that and if you live on the 5th floor,
they just throw dishes,
or they throw dishes out the window.
Good God. In India, I forgot what part of India, but and again, I started to read it and then I was like, I got to do the show. They do this thing where they take human skulls and they break them and smash them on the memorial sites or the tombs, so whatever they do for their loved ones. Now, I don't know if they're breaking their loved ones' human skulls,
right? Yeah.
But it's a way of like releasing. And I don't know, man. It sounded Indiana Jones. Yeah, it sounded like Indiana Jones to me. I don't know.
They have in Scotland, and I guess Scotland, because they drink a lot in Scotland, and also
why not
some crazy stuff. They have a thing called the blackening of the bride. What they do is they cover a bride with rotten eggs,
oh my God,
fish guts, and dog food, a mixture of any kind of stuff. And it's like tarring and feathering. They just cover the bride with all this crap, and it's for good luck. It's to cover her with all this stuff, get her as smelly as possible. Then she goes and she takes a shower or whatever, and now she's good to go. Blackening of the bride.
So do you think, I mean, obviously somebody's still practicing these, right?
Yeah.
Like somebody is still practicing these things. It can't be a large population that's going to blacken that bride, right? I mean,
well, either that or all the girls that are pissed off because the groom picked her instead of them. They're probably the ones that are out there really getting into this.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, I mean, Scotland's not big, so I feel like it's like the other side of Scotland, like out in like nowhere, where people are like, oh, we gotta throw this dog food and this sludge at this.
Yeah, what are we gonna do with all this leftover fish guts and everything? Oh, let's go cover some fiance with it.
Yeah, Teresa's getting married now, so let's throw it at this woman.
Yeah, why throw it in the trash when we can put it to good use?
And I mean, look, some of these things are cool. I mean, I don't know about that one.
The one behind me, this is in Belgium. Every year is the race of the bathtubs. It's a bathtub race, and everybody builds a bathtub out of whatever materials, and then they float it down the river, and the one that goes the furthest wins the festival.
I mean, it makes zero sense, but I looked at it and I go, God, those boats look weird. Yeah. But
well,
I don't understand that. I don't get that.
We grew up with soapbox derbies.
That's true.
We would build them and see who could build the coolest soapbox and how far it would go down the hill and all. And this festival in Belgium has been going on for decades and decades and decades. But they'll make them out of cardboard, out of wood, out of plastic, out of any kind of material. But it has to be homemade. It can't be a store-bought boat that you just decorate. It's got to be completely made from scratch. Launch it in the river and see how far it'll go.
And it's got to be the bathtub-esque. It can't just be, I made a boat. It's got to have some bathtub resemblance, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And there's all kinds of there's the caber toss also in Scotland, and that's pole
yeah.
tossing.
Yeah, yeah,
We-
yeah.
We have that here too. That you know the lumberjack
Yeah.
games, that's one of them where you carry the 40-foot pole and then toss it.
Those things are huge. We also have pole dancing here, but that's two
Yes.
different things. So that's a tradition too, down in
Yes.
Oak Cliff. Yes.
And the loser gets covered with fish guts and dog food.
Well, have you seen some of those strip clubs? I wouldn't be surprised. You go to one of those really, non-fancy ones on a Tuesday, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I'd like to apply for the job. My fiance just dumped me. Well, anyhow, there's interesting traditions and customs, and if you got any that are really cool, and I'll drop us a line, and we'll send you a Trash Talk sticker for doing so. And
I have some still, and so far this year I haven't sent any out. People don't love us. I don't
really. Yeah, well, it's a brand new year, and we only have about 12,000 of them left.
Yeah. I only had to get a second storage unit for those.
Yes. Well, anyhow, that'll do it for another edition for this time of Trash Talk. Hope you'll be here again next week. Join us 10 a.m. next Tuesday morning.
No, 8 a.m. Don't come here at 10 a.m.
What did I say? 10 a.m.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh, well, 10 a.m. you can watch it a second time.
I guess, yes. If you're in Vegas, it'll be 10 a.m. I don't know. Shit, I don't know.
All right, I need some more coffee. Catch you later. Okay.
All right.
What's next? Next up, I got first jobs.
Okay, this will be easy. I don't need any research for this.
Okay. All right. See you in a bit.
All right.